one and only rebel child from a family making miles. My mama seemed to know what lay in store. Despite all my Sunday learning, toward the bad I kept on turning, till mama couldn't hold me anymore. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but mama tried, mama tried, mama tried to raise me better, but her plea I denied. And leaves only me to blame, 'cause mama tried.
Okay. Just a little something to think about. I'm in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff right now. I don't know who I could. Well, if I'm going to call this power of attorney. You may wake up one day in a hospital having had a stroke. Okay. And you're basically incapacitated. You're no longer in operation of your system, and can't write your checks. Maybe you can't walk. Maybe you can't speak, communicate. You're done for a while, if not for good. I mean, you may not recover. But your financial stuff, you can't touch it. You're just not there anymore. You could have lost your memory, whatever the case is. I'm watching this happen right now with a family member. I'll tell you instead of trying to be, I'll just say in his case, he's a single individual, no kids, no wife, has a decent sized estate, some CDs, nice little savings, and he owns his home. But he's going to need long-term care for a long time, at least until he's gone. He's messed up pretty bad. But due to the way that long-term care runs, most people, their insurance isn't covered. It's a whole different deal. So they depend on Medicare, Medi-Cal, Medicaid, one of these many things. And depending on if you don't have a lot of money, they'll pick up the tab for most of it. But if you have any money, they'll use that against it. They could do something they call this spend down. And so in this family member of mine, in his case, he would have to spend down all of his savings, all of his CDs, basically his entire estate. Then once he was broke, because he has no income, he's a very older man. Once he's broke, they'll come in and pick up the cost of long-term care. Long-term care here is anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000 a month to put someone into a convalescent home, depending on what kind of, in his situation. So it wouldn't take long to burn up what he has, living in his condition, to burn up his savings. Now, like I said, once he's spent it all, there's an entitlement where they will come in. It's either Medicare, Medicaid, something like that, and they will start paying for some of it, maybe all of it. But because he has some money, he has to lose all of that first. But there is a legal means where you can take that savings, the CDs, the assets, and place them in a different vehicle where they are protected from this spend down. Okay? Where they will not be looked upon as an asset. It's a trust is what it is. There's other ways you can do this, but it's a trust. Now, maybe this applies to you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe you say, well, there's two of us, my wife will take care of it. Well, but if you're a twosome and one of you is gone, then this person, the single, is going to need the same information. Now, this man did not have a trust set up. This man does not have someone with the power of attorney, and that kind of thing. So it's taken weeks. He's been sick for a couple of months, but it's taking weeks to get the paperwork done, just to get his signatures for power of attorney, where I can go and move his money around, protecting it from this spin down plan. whereas this should have been dealt with easily a month ago. And he still could lose everything because we have not been able to act fast enough. And so I bring this up. You don't know what you're going to wake up with tomorrow. Okay? Same with me. But if you have some assets or a family to support or something to leave behind for your children or whatever, a medical situation, you could have a heart attack, die, boom. Okay, yeah, it's done, it's done. But if you have something like a stroke where you have to live with it for maybe years, and maybe you're in a position where your family cannot take care of you, and that happens pretty easy. I mean, you got people that have to be bathed and just, they can't do anything for themselves. And you got an 80-year-old, 2-year-old is what it's like. And so that could be you. I bring this up because if in preparation for something like that, just having insurance isn't enough, because that takes care of your hospital visit. You've got to look into what your long-term care options are. Now, you may be depending on one of these entitlements like the Medicare, Medicaid, whatever it is. But they're not going to help you out if you have your funds, your income or assets. How would I put that? Well, if you have a decent sum of money in the bank or in some sort of savings, or something, they won't touch an IRA. I don't think they can come after your home. But you may want to move something so they don't get their hands on it. Okay, it's legal. You can take X number of dollars from here and put it over there, and because now you make less than this, they'll pay for a good portion of your long-term care. But I bring this up. I'm getting off the page here. I bring this up because whatever your plan is, or whether you have one or not, you need to have someone who knows what you have, someone you can trust, who knows what you have, who is prepared if you become disabled to take power of attorney and move your funds around to protect your estate. Okay? Because medical can burn it up in a heartbeat. I mean, people just, I don't think like this. I don't think, well, gee, what could happen, Well, a lot of things could happen. And it's not just a matter of, this guy I'm dealing with, he told everyone, well, you're going to be the executor of my will. I've never seen his will. I don't even know what he has. I know what his finances look like, but it was not prepared. Oh, yeah, you'll do it for me, whatever. And I'm screwing around trying to put this stuff together. Had I known about this stuff just 6 months ago, a year ago, I'd have done something about it. I said, okay, let's get power of attorney set up. Let's get a trust. Let's have something set up so when this happens, we can move fast. We can move inside of 48 hours instead of 48 days. Okay? And to do that, you must have power of attorney. You must have someone on your behalf who has power of attorney to, when you can't get up and do it, they can get up and do it for you. And some people might say, well, I'm okay now. I don't need power of attorney. I don't want to hand that kind of, power over to someone. They have power of attorney that triggers once you are disabled, once you no longer can operate for yourself. So you can have it ready, but it doesn't actually trigger, go into effect until something happens to you. Okay? Because your family could be devastated, not know what's going on, whatever the case is. But you might have a chunk of money sitting somewhere, or land, or whatever, an asset that they're going to look at and say, wait a minute, you have this asset, and until you sell this and spend it down, we're not going to help you with your long-term care. You pay that $8,000 a month all by yourself. Or because whatever, they say, well, we'll just take your asset and take that in exchange for paying for your long-term care. So it's there's someone in your town somewhere that knows about medical long-term care. There's someone that knows about trusts and where your money should be in case something like this happens to you, because you could lose it all overnight. And if you don't have someone who has power of attorney and knows where your stuff is, this family member I'm dealing with, he knows he has 2 accounts. He didn't know what bank they were. I had to wait at the mailbox for mail to come in with a statement saying, okay, this is his bank. We got to hunt this down. He didn't know. He'd already, he forgot his short-term memory shot. But we could be 3 weeks into already the transition, and we haven't even got. So we're just now, hopefully tomorrow, getting some signatures taken care of. Maybe this week we'll have power of attorney where we can do something. And I actually think it's going to be too late. Hopefully I'm making some sense. Some of you guys this might fall your way. If you're a younger man, you're not thinking about stuff like this, but when you can no longer operate on your own, but you're still alive and probably in a hospital somewhere at the tune of about $600 or $700 a day, and there's no one to move your money around on your behalf, it'd be nice to have someone with power of attorney that could do that for you. Knows where everything is and knows what they need to do. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going through this whole thing right now. I'll do more videos on it later, but it's really been a mess. What an eye-opener. The trick is not to die with any money. Die broke. That's my plan, and I'm doing pretty good. I'm reaching my goal. Anyhow, hopefully this helps somebody. I'll do some more videos on it later. It's a mess. Love you. God bless.
Dear old daddy, rest his soul, left my mom the heavy load. She tried so very hard to fill his shoes, working hours without rest, wanted me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried. Mama tried, Mama tried to raise me better, but her pleading I denied. And leaves only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried.